The South Skywalk Trail is an advanced 19 to 21 kilometer round-trip trail in the Whistler region that takes you from the end of Alpine Way up approximately 1,200 meters in elevation to Iceberg Lake and back down either the North Loop or 19-mile Creek Trail in approximately 7 to 9 hours. The best time of year to attempt this hike is from July to October, as snow will be present outside of this period. Snow along this trail adds many additional hazards, including avalanches, icy slopes, unstable cornices, and buried trail markers. Therefore, if you're attempting this hike in the winter or spring, make sure you have the necessary skills, equipment, and knowledge to travel through snow and avalanche terrain. Avalanche forecasts can be found at avalanche.ca. As with every hike, make sure you carry the essentials, which includes packing warm and waterproof clothing, a good pair of hiking boots, a headlamp, and extra food and water. If you are attempting this trail in spring and early summer, microspikes are recommended. Also, with limited phone reception on this trail, we suggest you bring an emergency communication device. Always check the local Whistler weather forecast before heading off. It's important to remember that you will be venturing deep into the backcountry and up into exposed alpine terrain where heavy rain, strong winds, snow, and freezing temperatures are common well into the summer. Make sure you leave a detailed trip plan with a trusted contact. For a quick and easy way to file a trip plan, download the AdventureSmart app at any leading app store. Now, let AdventureSmart guide you through this challenging Whistler trail. Although multiple trails go up to Iceberg Lake, this video will focus on the southern loop, as there are more technical sections and additional hazards where multiple search and rescue incidents happen each year. The first section of trail begins at the end of Alpine Way and can get confusing with all the bike trails, so make sure you pay attention at each junction and consult your map or GPS to make sure you're going the right way. Start by heading directly up the Rick's Roost Trail for 2.6 kilometers before turning left onto the Rainbow Flank Trail. After approximately 30 minutes on the Rainbow Flank Trail, you'll reach a cleared area commonly used by paragliders. 5 minutes beyond that, you'll reach the intersection for the Skywalk South Trail. For an alternative way up, start at the Rainbow Falls Trailhead. Hike straight up the 27 Switchbacks Trail for 1.4 kilometers, and then along the Rainbow Flank Trail until you reach the junction for the Skywalk South Trail. Now that you're finally on the official Skywalk South Trail, the navigation becomes easier as you make your way up the ridgeline through the forest on the well-defined and well-marked trail. Watch your footing as you progress upwards over roots and rocks, as twisted ankles are common here. As the trail climbs steeply up the ridge, the trees begin to thin and you'll slowly become more exposed to any poor weather. But on a nice day, you'll be treated to some of the best alpine meadow in the sea-to-sky corridor. As you enter the alpine, you will reach a junction for the Skywalk Trail. Head right and look for a small tarn in approximately 100 meters. This is a great lunch spot. This is also your first decision-making point. Take a moment here to assess the weather, the current trail conditions, and your group's fitness. Consider turning back if you have doubts or concerns about any of these, as the trail becomes more difficult from here. If the weather and conditions are good and you decide to carry on, follow the trail as it traverses around the ridgeline and down into the basin. You'll need to use your hands here to climb down and over boulders as you descend through steep terrain. It's also easy to lose the trail here, so keep an eye out for the orange triangles. As the trail traverses and descends, the north-facing slopes here commonly hold snow much longer than anywhere else on this hike. So if snow is present, take care crossing this section, as it can be very icy. Also, watch your steps on the loose rocks as you descend, and then continue into the meadow, where the trail meets up with the upper 19-mile Creek Trail. It's important to note that the meadows here have a resident grizzly bear population, so make sure you are bear aware and carry bear spray. Also, stick to the trails, as this will greatly reduce your chances of bumping into any bears. At the upper 19-mile Creek Trail junction, you must decide if you want to turn left and hike to Iceberg Lake or go home via the 19-mile Creek Trail. This last 2 kilometers to Iceberg Lake are difficult and slow, so assess your group's fitness. And remember that the lake is only halfway and you still need to walk back to the trailhead. Take your time on the final section to the lake and make sure of your footing. The trail can become braided in places and hard to see, but orange triangles and rock cairns mark the trail. If snow is still present, these markers will be buried and not visible. If this is the case, make sure you know how to safely navigate up to the lake, taking care to avoid any avalanche terrain. At the lake, take a moment to have some water and food and enjoy the amazing views. Although it may be tempting to walk to the lake edge, make sure you stay back, as you can fall through the snow into the water. Also, remember that this is only the halfway point, so don't linger too long. The most direct way home is to retrace your steps to the last junction, and then take the upper 19-mile Creek Trail home. This well-marked and well-maintained trail takes you directly down the valley. Fitter parties looking to challenge themselves can hike the North Skywalk Trail via Screaming Cat Lake, which is longer and considerably more challenging, as you head directly north from Iceberg Lake and continue climbing to the east ridge of Rainbow Mountain. Once you're on the ridge, you'll again need to cross a few north-facing slopes, which can hold snow well into summer, before slowly descending to Screaming Cat Lake. Although the Skywalk South Trail is on Whistler's doorstep, don't underestimate its difficulty, as it crosses through challenging terrain deep in the backcountry. Make sure you take the small but necessary pre-trip planning steps. Get the training and take the essential equipment to successfully and safely complete this hike.